It's just comedy.
The Jell-O program, starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston and Phil Harris and his orchestra.
Thank you. This is Groucho Marx. Well, here I am, stepping in over my head again.
With Fibber McGee and Molly.
Folks, this is just as new to me as it is to you.
Hello?
Hello, Mr. Benny. This is Rochester.
The Great Gildersleeve.
Well, what an original greeting.
Hello and welcome to another week of comedy, funny, haha, on Dwayne Old Time Radio. One thing, please subscribe to my channel. If you enjoy what I'm doing, subscribing is 100% free. Also, one more thing, if you have a few seconds or 1 minute, please leave a review on your preferred podcast service, especially if you're on Apple, Spotify, or really just your preferred podcast service. Thank you and hope you enjoy. Jack Benny ends the month with Returning from New York by Ear, May 12th, 1940, and then Code of the Hills, June 2nd, 1940. Not Code of the Streets, but Code of the Hills.
J-E-L-L-O. The Jell-O program, coming to you from Hollywood, California, starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Dennis Day, and yours truly, Don Wilson. The orchestra opens the program with My Wonderful One, Let's Dance. Here's a dessert, ladies and gentlemen, that's just as gay as a morning in May. Yes, you're right. It's Jell-O. Rich, radiant Jell-O, a brilliant dessert that brightens up the table like a bowl of gay spring flowers. Jell-O is truly a delight to the eye and an inspiration to every appetite. Even the simplest meals take on a special attraction, become a real feast of flavor when there's a big dish of shimmering Jell-O for dessert. No matter which one of Jell-O's 6 glowing colors you choose, you'll have a dessert that looks like a million. And no matter which one of Jell-O's 6 delicious flavors you select, you're in for a lot of swell, satisfying refreshment. Jell-O is simply full of extra rich flavor, as tempting as the juicy, ripe fruit itself. So enjoy some real soon. Ask your grocer tomorrow for Jell-O, and be sure to look for the big red letters on the box. They spell Jell-O, and Jell-O spells a treat. That was My Wonderful One, Let's Dance, played by the orchestra. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for our program tonight, we're going to reenact the events which occurred on our recent airplane trip from New York to Los Angeles. The time is last Monday morning, and as the scene opens, a taxicab carrying Jack and Mary is approaching the New York Municipal Airport on Long Island.
Well, Mary, we sure had a lot of fun in New York, didn't we? Shows, nightclubs, and everything.
I'll bet it was pretty expensive, eh, Jack?
All right, so it ran into money. But who cares? And how often do I go to New York? How often do I get on a spree?
How often does Paramount pay your expenses?
I don't care. I still feel like a playboy.
That's you, a nice, on-the-cuff playboy.
Anyway, I had fun. Hey, driver, step on it, will you? I don't want to miss the plane.
Your wish is my command.
Well, polite fellow, isn't he?
Oh, boy, wait till Paramount sees your expense account.
Mary, there's nothing wrong with it. Here it is right here, itemized and everything. Look, meals, room, tips, taxicabs, it's all legitimate.
How you going to explain this item? Blue suit, $85.
I bought that suit to make a personal appearance at the Paramount Theater. I wore it on the stage, and everybody saw it.
Underwear, $4.50. What did you do, a striptease?
Mary, let Paramount worry about my underwear, will you? And driver, a little faster, please. We want to get there.
It is yours to request, mine to obey.
Well, thanks. My, isn't he formal?
Say, Jack, what's this on your list? Tips, $18. Gratuities, $37.
Well, what's wrong with that?
They mean the same thing.
They do not. Tips is dimes, and gratuities is from a quarter up. So mind your own business. Gee, look what time it is.
Well, jeepers creepers, this tops everything.
Now what?
Shoelaces, 5 cents.
Give me that list. You're not supposed to see it anyway. Hey, driver, that's the airport right ahead, isn't it?
It's mine to drive, yours to point out.
Oh, stop! Yep, that's the airport, all right.
Wow, look at all those planes.
Yeah. Just think, 18 hours and we'll be in California. You know, Mary, the modern airplane winging its way through the clouds is a veritable eighth wonder of the world.
Unquote. I read the folder, too.
Well, it's very impressive. Well, here we are. I hope the rest of the gang are here. How much do I owe you, driver?
That'll be $2.
$2. Here you are. And, oh, yes, here's a tip for you.
Couldn't you make that a gratuity?
All right, here's a quarter. Goodbye, driver.
Goodbye. If you like me, tell your friends. If not, tell it to Sweeney.
16,000 cab drivers in New York, and I have to get a philosopher. Come on, Mary. The others are probably inside.
Here comes Don Wilson now.
Where? Oh, yes, and Dennis is with him. Hey, fellas.
Oh, hello, Jack. Hello, Mary. All ready for the trip?
Well, Dennis, a few minutes more, and we'll all be flying back to California. Are you thrilled?
I'll say. But you know, Mr. Benny, I've never flown before. Is it scary?
No, there's nothing to it. I love it.
What are you talking about? You've never been up in a plane before in your life.
I've never been up in a plane.
No.
Then how come in Waukegan they used to call me Wings Benny?
That's because your shoulder blade stuck out.
Oh, sister, are you pressing? Now, where's Rochester with the luggage?
Maybe he's in the waiting room.
Yeah, let's go in. Come along, Dennis.
Say, Jack, did you have any trouble persuading Rochester to fly?
Well, he was pretty scared, Don, but I finally convinced him that the modern airplane winging its way through the clouds is a veritable eighth wonder of the world. That sold him. Gee, it's a beautiful station, isn't it, Mary?
Yeah, I'm going over to get a magazine.
Okay. Bring me a couple of cigars.
You want those stinkers, or is Paramount paying for them?
Never mind. Get good ones.
Attention, please. TWA Flight 9, the Sky Chief to Los Angeles, now loading at gate number 10. All aboard, please.
You hear that? They're loading the plane, and Rochester isn't even here yet.
You don't have to worry about Phil Harris. There he is over there.
Oh, yeah.
And look at that beautiful girl with him.
Yeah.
That's for me.
Dennis, come back here. Well, I'll go over and get Phil. Be right back, fellas.
Well, we'll be shoving off pretty soon, honey. Gosh, I hate to leave you.
Gee, Philsy, I'll be so lonesome without you.
Sure had a lot of fun these last couple of weeks, huh, Sugar?
It's been heavenly.
Oh, hello, Phil. I didn't see you.
Hiya, Jackson. You all set to leave?
Yep. And, well, who's this gorgeous creature?
Oh, pardon me. Jackson, I'd like you to meet Miss...
Oh, fine. Some romance.
What is your name, honey?
Minnie Jerkpinkle.
Jerkpinkle?
Yes, my brother Logan is one of your
Most ardent fans, I know, I met him. Well, it's a pleasure, Miss Jerkpinkle. Give my regards to your brother. Come on, Phil, we got to get going.
Goodbye, Philsy.
So long. See you next year,
Minnie. Hey, that's a good-looking girl, Phil. Where'd you meet her?
My guitar player introduced her to me.
Oh. Well, how did he meet her?
I pointed her out to him.
Oh, the old one, too, eh? You know, Phil, if you... Well, look who's here.
Hello, Mr. Benny.
Hello, Rochester. Have you got the luggage weighed and everything?
Uh-huh.
Well, then come on. Let's get on the plane.
You know, boss, I've been pounding on this, and I think I'll go by train.
What do you mean?
You take the high road, and I'll take the low road. And I'll be in Los Angeles behind you.
Now, Rochester, don't be such a coward. Why, flying today is wonderful. It's just as safe as walking down the street. In fact, it's safer.
Boss, you're talking to a man that comes from a long line of Pullman porters.
I'm not going to argue with you. You want to go back to Hollywood, don't you?
Yes, but I don't want to ride on nothing where there's nothing under it.
Oh, Rochester, you're silly. Flying is the greatest thing in the world. Did you ever see a bird that wasn't happy?
Well, the day I wake up with feathers on, I'll try it.
Listen, Rochester, I've told you 1,000 times that the modern airplane winging its way through the clouds is a veritable...
Okay, let's go.
More like it. Come on.
Here's your cigar, Jack.
Thanks. What's that you got there?
It's a movie magazine. It's got your picture on the cover.
Let's see that. Oh, yeah. In color, too. See, my eyes sure look blue, don't they? Hey, fellas, look at this magazine with my picture on it.
Oh, Jack, take it easy.
I'm going over to get a few more copies of this.
Attention, please. TWA Sky Chief, Flight 9, leaving immediately. All aboard.
Hurry up, Jack. Never mind the magazine.
Yeah, the heck with them. The heck with them, nothing. It'll only take a second. Hey, young fella, give me a half a dozen copies of that magazine with my picture on it.
Take a dozen. They ain't selling.
All right, give me all of them. Here's your money.
Come on, Jack. The plane's ready to leave.
I'm coming. Here, Rochester, take these magazines.
Are you sure you want me to go with you, boss?
Yes, get going.
Okay. Doggone, if this plane is eighth wonder, I'm the ninth for getting on it.
And stop talking to yourself.
Come on, Jack.
We're coming. We're coming. Gee, isn't this marvelous up here? Hey, Mary, see the airport way down there?
Yeah, it sure looks small, doesn't it?
Yep. How do you feel, Dennis?
Oh, boy, this is fun.
It sure is. Hey, Rochester, look at the airport way, way down there.
Describe it to me. I ain't looking.
What a baby.
Jack, we're flying over the East River now. Look at the skyline of New York below us.
Oh, yeah. Isn't that thrilling? Rochester, look at that skyline.
Boss, please.
Well, open your eyes. Hey, Phil,
What do you want, Jackson? Excuse me a minute, honey.
honey. A fine way to talk to the air hostess. You don't even know her.
I don't, huh? Her name is Miss Rutherford. She's single, comes from Texas, hasn't got a steady boyfriend, and what am I waiting for?
We've only been on this plane 2 minutes. She is pretty, though.
That's for me.
Oh, you and your that's for me.
Say, Jack.
What?
We're up in the air now. Why don't you unstrap your safety belt?
Because you're not supposed to. I'm not taking this belt off until we get to Los Angeles. That's the rule.
Why, Jack, you're only supposed to strap yourself when the plane takes off and when it lands.
Don, you're not talking to a greenhorn. I've been up before.
Go on, you haven't been up in the air since you played Little Eva in Uncle Tom's Cabin.
It wasn't me. That was my sister Florence. I played a bloodhound in that. And I got a blue ribbon, too.
Well, is everybody comfortable up here? How are you, Mr. Benny?
Oh, I'm fine, Miss Rutherford. Just fine.
You know, Mr. Benny, you can unstrap your belt now.
Oh. Have they changed the rules? You see, in the old days when I was a test pilot, we used to stay strapped in all the time.
Oh, were you a test pilot?
Yes.
He used to try out pitchforks in a livery stable.
Mary, will you stop dreaming things up? Oh, Miss Rutherford, my ears have been buzzing a little bit. Is that on account of the altitude?
Yes, that's caused by air pressure on the eardrums. Now just swallow real hard and you'll be all right.
Oh, okay. Oh. There, that did it. Thanks.
Well, Mr. Benny, my ears are buzzing, too.
Well, just swallow, Dennis, like I did. Go ahead, real hard.
Okay. Oh.
Dennis, you ought to have your skull x-rayed sometime. I think there's something wrong there.
Oh, miss, when are we going to have lunch?
Right after we leave Chicago, Mr. Wilson.
Well, thank you.
You just had breakfast. Oh, Miss Rutherford, would you adjust my seat for me, please? I want to sit back and relax.
Why, certainly. There you are.
Thanks. No, we seem to be climbing higher all the time. Oh. There I go again.
Me too.
I wonder what does that. Just think. 5 hours ago we were in New York, and now we're pulling out of Chicago.
Say, Jack, look at that little old lady that just got on.
Oh, yes.
She's reading that movie magazine with your picture on the cover.
She is. Well, pardon me, madam. You know, that's my picture there on the cover.
Eh?
I said that's my picture on the cover.
They sure touched it up, didn't they?
Well, a little, but I think it's a good likeness. Hey, Rochester, you feel better now?
Oh, I feel fine, boss.
Good. How about playing a game of casino?
I left the cards at home.
Well, what of it? We can get a deck of cards from the hostess.
I can't win with them.
Oh-ho! So that's it. Well, Rochester, that $9,000 I owe you is automatically canceled.
Oh, Mr. Benny, if you look out of the window now, you'll notice that we're passing over Waukegan.
Waukegan? Oh, boy! Everybody stop reading and look out the window. Hey, Phil, look at Waukegan.
Don't bother me. I'm doing a crossword puzzle.
Look, Mary, there's the city hall.
Oh, yeah, I see the dome.
Well, I'll be darned. There's Mayor Talcott sitting on the flagpole. Hey, Bidey!
Hiya, Jack.
Gee, he must have known I was going to pass through.
Do you recognize everything, Mr. Benny?
Sure, there's the Waukegan Hotel, there's Genesee Street, and there's my father's clothing store.
And there's your father out on the sidewalk wrestling with a customer.
He is not. He waits until they get in the store.
What's all the rumpus, young man?
We just passed over my hometown, Waukegan. I was born there.
Eh?
I said I was born there.
They sure touched it up, didn't they?
Oh, forget it. Gee, that was a thrill.
Hey, Jackson.
What?
What's a three-letter word meaning opposite of woman?
Man. M-A-N.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Mary, he's been working that crossword puzzle ever since we left New York.
Miss Rutherford, we're going to have lunch pretty soon?
In just a minute, Mr. Wilson.
Well, thank you.
Pardon me, young man. Are you John Wilson, the radio announcer?
That's right, madam, and I broadcast for Jell-O.
Eh?
Jell-O. Go to your neighborhood grocer and ask him for a package of Jell-O.
What's that you sell again?
Jell-O, madam. It comes in 6 delicious flavors, and look for the big red letters on the box.
I sure will.
Don, if I didn't know that lady was a total stranger, I'd swear this was a plug. I really would.
Hey, Jackson.
What?
What's a 9-letter word meaning musical organization?
Orchestra.
Oh, yeah, that was a toughie.
And he's a musician.
Say, Mr. Benny.
What is it, Dennis?
Well, Sunday is Mother's Day, so I was wondering if I could sing my song now and dedicate it to Miss Rutherford, our hostess.
Dedicated to Miss Rutherford? What for?
Well, all during this trip, she's been just like a mother to me.
Me, too. Drat it. Go ahead and sing, Dennis.
Hey, Jackson, orchestra don't fit. I gotta have a 9-letter word.
Well, how many letters do you get out of orchestra?
A-O-R-K-I-S-T.
Phil! Phil, just take your pencil and make the white squares black. That's your speed. Sing, Dennis.
Okay.
And stop swallowing. O-R-K-I-S. What a guy.
Sometimes in the hush of the evening hour, when shadows creep from the west, I think of the twilight songs you sang and the boy you loved to rest. Sorry, little
very good, Dennis. Ought to go over swell on the program Sunday.
I hope so.
Say, Mary, that fried chicken looks pretty good. Give me a bite, will you?
Why didn't you order some when we did?
I wasn't hungry then. Oh, Miss Rutherford, I'll have a luncheon tray, please.
I'll bring it right in, Mr. Benny.
Thank you. Hey, wait a minute. Who took this magazine and drew a mustache on my picture? Did you do it, Mary?
No, I didn't think of it, darn it.
Well, someone did. Did you, Phil?
Not me.
Was it you, Dennis?
No, Mr. Benny.
Well, who did?
I did. You want to make something out of it?
I don't think that's very nice, madam. Hey, Rochester, get an eraser. Get an eraser and remove this mustache from my picture.
Okay, boss. Should I uncross your eyes, too?
Yes, and fix up that tooth she blacked out. Now, go ahead.
Why can't Mr. Harris do this and I'll do the puzzle?
I don't care who does it, but get it done. By the way, Rochester, how do you like flying now?
Just fine. You know, boss, I think I'll buy an airplane when I get to California.
You better wait till your yacht is paid for. You're the down payingest man I ever saw. You buy more things that you can't keep.
You're right, boss. I've had everything repossessed but my first wife.
I'm not surprised.
Here's your soup, Mr. Benny. I'll have your chicken ready in a minute.
And some mashed potatoes, please. Gee, isn't this marvelous? Imagine eating soup while sailing through the air at 200 miles an hour. Gee, just like we were right at home. Who pushed me?
Nobody pushed you. We just hit an air pocket.
Well, get me a towel. I got clam broth all over my blue suit.
You mean Paramount's blue suit.
I mean, get me a towel. Wish the pilot would watch where he's going. Now cut that out! Oh, Miss Rutherford, tell the pilot to watch what he's doing.
Now, Mr. Benny, don't be a baby.
I'm not a baby. Whoop. Now we're pitching.
Oh, boy, this is fun.
Fun? Gosh, I'm getting sort
Are you dizzy, young man?
No, I'm all right. I'm fine.
What's the trouble, Jack?
No trouble at all, Don. I said I'm all right.
You look kind of pale, Jack. Are you sick?
No, I'm not sick.
Then what's that you got in your lap? The Davis Cup?
Mary, this is no time to joke. Now stop.
Here's your fried chicken, Mr. Benny.
Oh. Later, please. Open that air vent a little more there, Rochester. And put down my chicken. I'll be all right in a few minutes.
Okay, boss. I'm sorry.
Take the chicken, Rochester. Go ahead.
Thanks, boss.
Can I do something for you, Jack?
Yeah, stop staring at me.
Oh, Mr. Benny, why don't you drink a glass of water and hold your breath?
Dennis, holding your breath is for hiccups.
That's all you need.
Gosh, I can't understand it. I felt so good just a minute ago. And now, oh. Everything happens at once. Wish we were in Los Angeles already.
Why, Jack, this is a swell trip. You're the only one that's complaining.
I can't help it. I don't feel good.
But, Jack, an old test pilot once told me that the modern airplane, winging its way through the
All
clouds,
right,
is a
all
veritable eighth wonder of the world.
That's very interesting. Now, let me alone.
Okay, Wings.
Mary, please.
Hey, Jackson, how do you spell lobster?
Lobster? Now cut that out, Bill! The heck with your puzzle.
How do you feel now, Mr. Benny?
Not so good, Miss Rutherford.
Well, I'll sit right by you and hold your hand.
Gee, thanks. You know, you're awfully sweet to me.
Now, just relax, Mr. Benny, and I'll stroke your forehead.
Ah.
Look at the big movie star.
Let me alone, Mary. Gee, Miss Rutherford, your hand is so soothing and so cool. So cool. Yeah, your hand is so cool. So cool.
Thanks, boss.
Rochester! Where's Miss Rutherford? Where's everybody?
They got off the plane. We've landed.
Oh, my goodness. You mean we're in Los Angeles?
Sure, boss. Let's go.
Well, gee, we're here already. And I feel swell. Rochester, wrap up that fried chicken. I'll eat it on the way home.
Okay.
Don't wrap it in my picture. Boy, just think. 18 hours from New York to Los Angeles. You know, Rochester, the modern airplane winging its way through the clouds is a veritable eighth wonder of the world.
It sure is, boss. It sure is.
And now, let me tell you about one quick, easy way to answer that day-after-day question of what shall we have for dessert. Now, here's the whole trick. Tomorrow, ask your grocer for a box of strawberries and some lemon or orange Jell-O. Then when dinner time comes, surprise and delight the family with a swell new Jell-O dessert, Jell-O cubes with strawberries. Well, the very name tells you here's something that's going to be mighty easy to eat, and it's just as easy to make. All you do is first prepare one package of lemon or orange Jell-O in the usual way and turn it into a pan to chill. Now, when it's firm, cut into cubes and arrange these cubes in sherbet glasses along with sweetened sliced strawberries. Then serve it either plain or with cream, and believe me, the smiles around the table will be just as bright as this gay Jell-O dessert itself. Yes, for full, rich flavor and tempting appearance, Jell-O cubes with strawberries certainly rates with the best. So, friends, try this new Jell-O creation tomorrow. Juicy crimson strawberries, sliced and sweetened, and mingled with tiny glistening cubes of bright lemon or orange Jell-O. It's a grand dessert, quick and easy to make, a joy to look at, and downright delicious.
This is the last number of the 32nd program in the current Jell-O series, and we will be with you again next Sunday night at the same time, broadcasting from Hollywood, California. Before saying goodnight, I want to wish a happy Mother's Day to mothers everywhere. Oh, Mary, did you send your mother a wire?
Yes, I sent her a wire, some flowers, a box of candy, and a check.
How much was the check?
You'll find out.
Good night, folks.
Be sure to listen to the Aldrich Family, heard in most communities every Tuesday night. Consult your local newspaper or movie or radio guide magazine for the day and exact time of the Aldrich Family.
This is the National Broadcasting Company.
The Jell-O program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Dennis Day, and yours truly, Don Wilson. The orchestra opens the program with I Hear Bluebirds. How true, ladies and gentlemen, is that old saying you hear every June about happy the bride the sun shines upon? Well, that's a question we really can't answer, but we do know a saying you can depend on, and it goes like this. Happy the bride who always keeps a plentiful supply of Jell-O on the pantry shelf. For Jell-O, friends, is a grand dessert that's wonderfully quick and easy to make, as well as inexpensive to serve, and every bride will appreciate that. Jell-O's downright pleasure to eat, too, and every husband will go for that. Yes, with a bright, shimmering mold of Jell-O on the table, contentment reigns supreme. Those 6 brilliant colors are all just as gay and enticing as can be, from the rich, glowing crimson that makes you think of fresh, ripe raspberries to cool emerald green lime. And those 6 delicious flavors are gloriously good, extra rich, and just as refreshing and beguiling as the juicy, ripe fruit itself. So try some Jell-O real soon. And when you buy, be sure to look for those big red letters on the box. They spell Jell-O, and Jell-O spells a treat. Bluebirds played by the orchestra. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we bring you our master of ceremonies, a man who had his option picked up last Sunday and now looks 10 years younger, Jack Benny.
Thank you. Jello again. This is Jack Benny talking. And, Don, the fact that I'm in good spirits today and look younger has nothing to do with my contract being renewed. I'm always this way.
Now, wait a minute, Jack. When our sponsor came to your house for dinner last Sunday, you were a wreck.
Who, me?
Why, I never saw anyone so jittery and nervous.
Me jittery?
Yes, you. Until Mr. Mortimer picked up your option, you made a darn fool of yourself.
What are you talking about?
All evening long it was, have a cigarette, Mr. Mortimer. Have a cigar, Mr. Mortimer. Here, take this chair, Mr. Mortimer. It's softer.
Oh, I didn't make such a fuss over him.
Go on. He happened to sneeze once, and you sent Rochester out for an oxygen tent.
Well, I just did that for a gag. What's the matter with you two?
And the way you waited on him. You wouldn't let the man do anything for himself.
What do you mean?
When his shoelace came undone, who tied it?
Mary, I happened to be down on the floor at the time. That's the only reason I did it.
Well, let me ask you something. Why were you laying on the floor in the first place?
What? What was that, Phil?
I said, why were you laying on the floor in the first place?
Phil, you should be the last one in the world to ask anybody why they're laying on the floor at a party. Why, I know bearskin rugs that lead less horizontal lives than you do. And incidentally, Phil, you might at least thank me for the good time you had last Sunday.
What good time? All we did was play bingo, and our sponsor won every game. Boy, was that oblivious.
You mean obvious. However, there was nothing obvious about it. Mr. Mortimer is lucky at bingo, that's all. I only called the numbers the way they came up.
And the way they came up shouldn't happen to a dog.
Oh, forget about it.
Frankly, Jack, I don't know what the rest of us were playing for. You let Mr. Mortimer bingo every time.
All right, so he won the salad bowl. But don't forget, he paid 25 cents a card, the same as everybody else.
And that salad bowl was a Christmas gift from Eddie Cantor.
That's a lie. I got it for my birthday from Olson and Johnson. Boy, are they cheap. Just because they're a team, they give one present. And incidentally, fellas, it seems funny that you can all criticize and complain, yet not one of you has the courtesy to mention the delicious food I served. Why, you guys all ate like it was your last meal.
Well, until he picked up your option, Jackson, we weren't sure.
Maybe you weren't, Phil, but I wasn't the least bit worried. I knew I was going to be signed up for next season 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago?
Yes, I had definite information.
Oh, you and that phony fortune teller.
Phony? Mary, there's nothing phony about Madame Zuzu. She clicks like a castanet. Why, she's marvelous.
Oh, yeah? 4 years ago, she told me I was going to marry Robert Taylor. Robert Taylor, she said.
All right, so she misses once in a while.
Why did she have to miss on that one?
It was just fate, that's all. Even a crystal ball has an off day now and then.
Hey, wait a minute. Madame Zuzu. You know, I went to her place once.
You did, Phil?
Yeah, she told me I was bashful. Ain't that a Lulu?
Bashful? You, of all people.
And she was sitting on my lap at the time. I can't understand it.
Me neither.
I'd like to take that crystal ball and hit her over the head with it.
Mary, will you forget about Robert Taylor? And speaking of Madame Zuzu, fellas, if you knew what she told me about my movie career, you'd all be plenty excited.
What did she tell you, Jack?
Never mind. You'll read it in the paper next winter.
Come on, Jackson, tell us.
No, nothing doing. It's a secret.
Okay.
Now, wait a minute. Madame Zuzu looked in the crystal, and guess who's going to win the Academy Award next year? Guess who?
She ought to be rated.
All right, just for that, Mary, you're not going with me to the Academy banquet and hear my acceptance speech.
Your acceptance speech?
Yes, I'm preparing it now.
Oh, don't write anything that you can't switch to a letter to your father.
We'll see. I wouldn't laugh too soon.
By the way, Jack, not changing the subject, but while Madame Zuzu was giving you the lowdown on your option, did she mention who's going to be your announcer next season?
Well, I imagine you're the lucky man, Don, although there wasn't room for you in the crystal. But, I'm sure you're set, and we'll have the same little comedienne, eh, Mary?
Darn it, and I picked out linen and dishes and everything.
Mary, will you forget about Robert Taylor? Anyway, Don.
Forget, he says.
Mary. Anyway, Don, it looks like we'll have the same old gang again next year. Madame Zuzu saw all of us together in her crystal ball.
She better see a lot more of that green stuff in there, or you can count me out.
What do you mean?
Well, I want a raise. I started to work for you 4 years ago, and I'm still getting the same lousy salary.
Well, you got the same lousy band. I have a motto, Phil. As ye play, so shall I pay.
Now, wait a minute. What's wrong with my band?
What's wrong? You've got 3 violins that no one's ever heard. A guitar player who got his strings from a yo-yo top. Two piano players that have to put a nickel in for every number. And a brass section that must have a sideline. And you ask for more money.
Well, there's no harm trying.
All right, you tried. Incidentally, Phil, I've got your contract here in my pocket. So right after the broadcast, I want you to put your usual X on the dotted line. I understand?
I can print Phil Harris now.
I know. I saw it all over the wall. Stop showing off. Well, I guess that takes care of our contract problems for next season.
You haven't straightened things out with me yet, Mr. Benny.
Oh, hello, Dennis. I thought I mailed you a contract to sign.
You did, but my mother tore it up.
Oh. Well, I'll tell you what, Dennis. Supposing you and I go in the other room and talk matters over about next season, I guess we can come to an agreement.
Well, my mother says...
Come along, Dennis. Now, Phil, while we're in the other room transacting a deal, how about playing a number?
Okay, you great big businessman.
Come along, Dennis, my boy.
Well, my
Come along now.
Oh, Phil.
What?
Play loud so we can't hear Dennis screaming.
That was Alice Bluegown, played by Phil Harris and his orchestra. And very good, Phil. Say, Mary, is Jack in the other room yet?
Yep, he's still talking business with Dennis.
The kid must be holding out.
Yeah, I'm going to open the door and listen.
Oh, now, wait a minute, Mary. That isn't ethical.
Ethical schmethical. Let's listen in, babe.
I will. Now, quiet.
Sure, Dennis, sure. I know you're worth it, but that's a little too steep.
Well, my mother says that next year I ought to get $500 a week.
500, eh?
Uh-huh.
Well, I'll tell you what, Dennis.
They're still at it, boys.
How's Dennis making out?
He's in the neighborhood of 500, but I don't think he'll move in there.
You know, that Benny's terrific. You know, he's the guy that started the second cup of coffee is free movement.
Yeah, what a character.
Well, I think we ought to get going on with the program. See how they're coming along, Mary.
Okay.
Absolutely, Dennis. I agree with you, but my budget won't permit it.
Well, my mother says
Look, Dennis,
that...
look. Dennis, would you be satisfied with $250 a week?
250? Oh, sure, that's swell.
I see. Well, now look, Dennis, you're young yet, and you've got your whole future ahead of you. I'll tell you what I'll do.
Well, it's still going on.
What's the latest report?
Ceiling 500, vision 250. It looks bad.
Why don't the kid walk out on him?
He can't. Jack's sitting on his chest. It looks like an all-day session. Now, quiet, everybody.
You're right, Dennis. You're absolutely right, but $85 a week is a lot of money. After all, you're just a kid.
I can't breathe. Move down a little, will you?
I'm sorry, Dennis. Now, let's talk this over carefully. I'm sure we can get together. I'll tell you what.
Well, that beats everything.
What's the figure now, Mary?
85, and they haven't struck bottom.
I never saw a guy as tight as Jack. You remember that Gladys Zabisco he used to go with?
Yeah?
Well, he broke up with her because she took appetite pills.
And he was nuts about her, too. Well, here goes for another peek. Quiet now, fellas.
Okay, Dennis, it's a deal. $37.50 a week. Sign right here on the dotted line.
What's going on here?
Dennis, please. Here's the pen. Sign right here.
Well, I ought to speak to my mother first.
All right. Now, here's what you tell her.
It's the last round, and Dennis is on the ropes.
What was Jack's final offer?
$37.50 a week.
$37.50? Why, the kid's getting $37 now.
Yeah, but I guess Jack feels he ought to have a raise. You know.
Well, let's go ahead with the program, fellas. We're all set, eh, Dennis?
Yeah, I guess so.
Hey, Dennis, what did Jackson offer you for next season?
Well, I'm going to...
Don't tell him, Dennis. Don't tell him. We don't want the others to be jealous of you.
Holy smoke. Am I making more money than they are?
Could be. Could be.
You know what, Jack?
What?
You save more money by accident than Harry Lauder does on purpose.
Oh, yeah? Well, Mary, I'd be quiet if I were you. Madame Zuzu looked in the crystal the other day, and you were wrapping up a pair of stockings. And now, Dennis, now that everything has been smoothed out to our mutual satisfaction, how about singing a nice song for us?
Okay.
What's it going to be, Dennis?
I'm going to sing...
Hold it a minute. I'll take it. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Benny. This is Rochester.
Oh, it's you. Rochester, if you'd listened to the program, you wouldn't always call up and interrupt in the middle of it. Why don't you tune in once in a while?
Well, frankly, boss, you don't do the kind of stuff that intrigues me.
I know. You won't listen to any program where you don't tear something off, send it in, and get something back. Now, what do you want? What's on your mind?
Well, boss, you know Hollywood Park Racetrack opened last Thursday.
Yes?
And you know how cheap oats are right now.
Oats? What are you driving at?
I bought a racehorse. Can I keep him in the garage?
You bought a racehorse? Rochester, how can you possibly afford to buy a horse on your salary?
Well, I paid $2 down, and I got 30 days to raise the other $1,800.
You mean you have to raise $1,800 in 30 days?
Yeah, ain't that fantastic?
It certainly is. How are you going to get that much money in one lump?
My back pay would do it.
Rochester, if you're referring to your investment in the Benny Protective and Endowment Association, that doesn't mature until you're 40.
I'll be 40 tomorrow.
That's a lie. Now, Rochester, you take that horse back to wherever you got it. There's no room for it in the garage.
There is now. I put the Maxwell out in the street for the summer.
Well, put it right back in again. I don't want my car out in the street. Somebody will come along and steal it.
I'd like to get a picture of that. I could sell it to Pick, Click, or Flick.
Rochester, I'm not going to argue with you. Now, you get rid of that broken-down nag.
He ain't a broken-down nag. He won over 100 races.
Won?
All right, run.
That's more like it. Now, you do as I say. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Oh, by the way, boss.
What is it now?
I don't like Section 8, Paragraph D of my new contract.
What's wrong with it? Section 8 says you get $30 a week.
I know, but Paragraph D says a week is 14 days.
I'm trying out something new. Anyway, we'll discuss that when I get home. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
The idea of buying a racehorse. He'll probably have me out in the morning clocking it. He'll never get up. Well, sing, Dennis. Don't stand there like a dodo.
The night that you surrendered to a sigh, where was I? The moment came, but what a shame that someone else came by. Where was I waited long for you. My love was strong for you. I sang love songs, do you recall? One night you learned to care. It wasn't my affair. I wasn't even there at all. The night that you surrendered to a sigh, where was I? The moon was high, the night that you first listened to a lie, where was I? I was right. The moment came, but what a shame that someone else came by. Where was I?
Racehorse he has to have. Oh, well. That was Where Was I, sung by Dennis Day, who I'm sure will be with us for many years to come. Yes, sir.
If I ever get smart, watch out.
Now, Dennis, you say one more thing like that, and I'm going to take you in the next room and give you a good talking to.
Boy, will he be flat-chested.
Never mind. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for our feature attraction tonight, Mr. Don Wilson, that eminent American playwright, has written another of his famous one-act plays, a hillbilly melodrama entitled The Code of the Hills, or Shoot Me in the Pants, Zeke, the rest is store clothes. Set the scene, Mr. Wilson.
Gladly. The locale, ladies and gentlemen, is the cabin of the Jake Bennies in a remote section of the Ozarks. The Jake Bennies are in the midst of a feud with their longtime enemies and neighbors, the Fudd Allens.
Oh, pardon me, Don. I would like to announce, folks, that any resemblance between the Fudd Allen in our play and the Fred Allen of radio is purely intentional. If he's not a hillbilly, I never saw one. Go ahead, Don.
It is 6 o'clock in the evening, and the shooting has been going on all day. Curtain, music.
Put that gun away, Pa. Supper's a-waiting.
Be right there, Ma.
A shooting and a killing, a shooting and a killing. When is it going to stop?
We ain't going to quit till them Allens are wiped out. There ain't room in these yah hills for the both of us.
You said it, Pappy.
Get away from them doors, Zeb.
Say, Pa, what have you and got again the Fudd Allens?
I'll tell you what I got again him. One night I asked Fudd how many hairs on a monkey's face. And he said the next time you shave, count 'em. He knew I couldn't count. Well, I ain't a-cheering for that kind of city talk, and I ain't forgetting. Hey, son, barricade that double door.
Ooh, Pappy.
Son.
They got me, Pappy. They got me.
What was that, Pa?
They got our boy, Zeb. Shot him right through the doors.
I didn't know he was a-wearing them.
I'll get them Allens for this. Kids don't grow on bushes. No, siree.
I'm a-going, Pappy. I'm a-getting weaker and weaker. Goodbye, Pappy. Goodbye, Ma.
Goodbye. Well, what do we got for supper, Ma?
Lunch.
Good. Dish it out.
Howdy, Uncle Jake.
Hello there, Twitch.
Hey, Twitch, you shouldn't be walking around with your left arm shot up like that.
Well, I've been seeking some cord to tie it up with. It keeps falling off.
You know, Twitch, I don't like the way that arm of yours keeps dropping off. It might be ailing. What's that you got under your other arm?
My right leg.
Oh. Well, put it in the umbrella stand and come to supper. Sit down. Doggone, I wish them Allens would hold off till we get through eating.
I'm a-going, Pappy. I'm a-going.
Take your time, son. Pass the coffee, Ma.
Hey, Jake, what happened to Cousin Zeb?
One of the Allens plugged him. Have some coffee, Twitch. Doggone, don't those Allens know it's supper time? By the way, Ma, where's our daughter, Linda Lou, Nettie Mae, Lily Bell, Harvest Moon? Where is she?
She went down to the village to buy a girdle. Had her heart set on it.
A girdle?
Oh, boy, we can have some hot cakes.
That griddle! What's a girdle, Ma?
Something them city gals are wearing. It's like a sweater, only it snaps at you.
By gum, what'll they be thinking up next? Here she is now. Hello, Linda Lou, Nettie Mae, Lily Bell, Harvest Moon.
Hello, Pappy. Hello, Ma. Hello, Linda Lou, Nettie Bell. Lily Mae. Nettie Mae. Oh, nuts. Hello.
We ain't been a-worrying about you, gal. You shouldn't be out of doors at a time like this.
Why not? Them Allens couldn't hit the broadside of a barn.
No, but they could hit yours. Sit down, gal.
Say, Uncle Jake.
What is it, Tweet?
Look out the window. Ain't that one of them Allens sneaking up on us?
Either that or a polecat. Give me my rifle, Ma.
Watch out, Paul. Watch out.
He missed me.
Oh, yeah? Where's your ear?
Doggone, and I wanted to hear the Fitch bandwagon. Come on, Twitch, grab a gun. That'll teach them varmints.
I wish Sands and we would stop this darn feud.
Not Fud Allen. He's a feuding this man in these hills.
I wonder what makes him so feudy.
I don't know. Hey, Ma, pass me the sugar. Doggone them. Pick up that spoon, Ma.
Never mind, I'll get you another one.
I want that one. My hand's on it. Thanks.
A shooting and a killing, a shooting and a killing. How many more pages to this play?
Can't be many. Here comes Porky Wilson now. Hello, Porky.
Hello, Jake. Say, what happened to Zeb?
Them Allens done plugged him. And none of us ain't safe till this feud is over.
I am. I'm so big they're scared to shoot at me. Why, them Allens is as yellow as
banana.
And speaking of bananas, ladies and gentlemen, do you realize how marvelous they are when sliced over a dish of tempting and appetizing...
Now, hold on now, Wilson. Did you write this play just to get that in?
This gelatin dessert is not only economical and easy to make, but comes in 6 delicious flavors.
Why, you...
So look for the big red letters on the box. They spell...
Hey, sir!
They spell Jell-O.
I missed it.
J-E-L-L...
Got him.
I'm a-going, Jake. I'm a-going.
Me too.
Well, that's all for tonight, folks. Will the Jake Bennies win the feud? Will the Fud Allens be wiped out? Will Porky Wilson recover?
I don't know. Hey, Clem, will Porky Wilson recover? I don't know. Hey, Zeke, will Porky Wilson recover? I don't know. Hey, Sam!
Let it go. It's not important. My goodness, Clayfield.
Today, ladies and gentlemen, your grocer offers you 2 great Jell-O products. Jell-O, America's favorite gelatin dessert, and Jell-O puddings, the country's newest dessert sensation. Ever since Jell-O puddings came on the market, they've been steadily climbing in popularity. In fact, right in your own neighborhood, any night in the week, I'll bet you'll find a lot of families sitting down to enjoy a tempting Jell-O pudding dessert for dinner. You've all enjoyed Jell-O, I know. Now enjoy these new members of the Jell-O family, Jell-O butterscotch, chocolate, and vanilla puddings. Tomorrow, do what thousands of other folks do, and when you ask your grocer for Jell-O, ask him also for those delicious new desserts, Jell-O puddings.
This is the National Broadcasting Company.
Thank you for listening to and showing your support for my podcast. If you would like to receive notifications of when new episodes are posted, please subscribe to my channel. Well, hope you enjoyed, and until next time, stay safe, wish you well, and as always, peace.